Welcome back. It's been a few weeks. Been our busy time of the year. With all the events going on, I felt this need that I wanted to pick back up in our series of the Holy Bible Speaks. I am actually enjoying it. I'm following it through with it more than I thought I would. It does have a story, and beyond the words, sometimes of the names, I'm finding it very enjoyable. So we'll continue with the book of Moses, and we're still in Genesis, and we're in chapter 20. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country and dwelled between Kadesh and Shur and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah, his wife, she is my sister. And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, Behold, thou art but a dead man for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. But Abimelech had not come near her. And he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Said he not unto me, She is my sister. And she herself said, He is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this. And God said unto him in a dream, Yea, I know that this in the integrity of thy heart. For I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore suffered I thee not to touch her. Now, therefore, restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. If thou restore her not, known, thou shalt surely die, thou all that are thine. Therefore Abimelech rose early in the morning and called all his servants and told all these things in their ears. And the men were sore afraid. And Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, What's thou have done unto us? So what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on me and of my kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done deeds unto me that will not be done. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, What sawest thou that thou'st done this thing? And Abraham said, Because I thought surely that thou of God, the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. And yet indeed she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. And it came to pass when God called to wander from my father's home, that I said unto her, This is thy kindness which thou shalt show upon me. At every place whither we come and go, say unto me, He is my brother. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen and men servants and women servants and gave them unto Abraham and restored him Sarah, his wife. And Abimelech said, Behold, my land is before thee. Dwell where it pleaseth thee. And unto Sarah he said, Behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is thee a covering of his eyes unto all that are with thee, and with all others. Thus she was reproved. So Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Abimelech and his wife and his maid servant, and they bare children. But the Lord had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abram's wife. Chapter 21. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. But Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time of which God had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of the son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as God had commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. And Sarah said, God hath made me to laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me. And she said, Who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah should have given children suck, for I have borne him a son in his old age? And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw that son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she had unto Abraham, cast out this bonded woman and her son. For the son of this bonded woman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And God said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad and because of thy bonded woman. And all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. And also of the son of the bonded woman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it into Hagar, putting it on her shoulders, and she the child, and sent her away, and she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs. And she went and she sat down over against him a good way off, as it was a bow shot. But she said, let me not see the death of my child. And she sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept. And God heard the voice of the lad, and the angels of God called to Hagar out of the heavens and said unto her, what hath thee, Hagar? Fear not, but God hath heard the voice of the lad where he is. Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thy hands, for I will make him a great nation. And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle with water and gave the lad drink. And God was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. And it came to pass at the time that Abimelech and Phicol, the chief captain of the host, spoke unto Abraham, saying, God is with thee to all that thee dost. Now therefore swear unto me here by God that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's son, but according to the kindness that I have done unto thee, there should be unto me and to the land wherein thou hast adjoined. Abraham said, I will swear. And Abraham reproved Abimelech because of a well of water, which Abimelech's servants had violently taken away. And Abimelech said, I wot not who have done this thing. Neither didst thou know. Tell me, never let me know hear of this, but until today. And Abraham took a sheep and oxen and gave them unto Abimelech, and both of them made a covenant. And Abraham sent 7 lambs of the flock by themselves. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, what means these 7 lambs, which they set aside by themselves? And he said, for those 7 lambs shall take them of my hand, and that they may be a witness unto me that I have digged this well. Whereof he called the place Beersheba, because there they were spare, both of them. Thus they made a covenant at Beersheba. Then Abimelech rose up, and Phicol, and the chief captain of his host, and they returned unto the land of the Philistine. And Abraham planted a grove in Beersheba, and called there of the name of the Lord, the everlasting Lord. And Abraham sojourned in the Philistines' land many days.